In this video, we are going to compare the original model on NetLogo 5.3.1 with the new version of the model on NetLogo version 6. First of all, let's look at the old version. Old version, we only were looking at the setup. We have three scenarios for the setup. We can set it up as a random or gradient or clustered. So far, we have been running and copy two outcome. This one is the random. This one is the pure random setup. You don't see any pattern. This one is clustered setup. You do see clusters. Okay. However, for the gradient setup, ideally the gradient setup should be this area of houses are very expensive. This area and this area are medium price, and this area would be the lowest price. That's the gradient setup. However, something wrong with the formula. So it says the code trying to take a logarithm of some negative number. So that is some error occurred in the calculation, in the formula. The reason why we don't run is because there are so many houses inside, so it takes a few seconds or even minutes to run through the whole setup. So we are not going to do that. But we can do it in the latest version, the version 6. Also, we have turned the world into a smaller world. The original world is 60 maximum x coordinates and y coordinates, but we make it smaller, which is 16. So it's much smaller. Therefore, for every single house is visible. Okay. Now let's try to create random setup. This is random setup. It's kind of random because it's very small world. Therefore, we don't see those pure randomness as the big world that obvious, but we can say it's random. And then let's look at the clustered. Now, clustered, this one is less expensive, less expensive, less expensive, less expensive, more expensive, more expensive, more expensive, more expensive areas. So all the neighborhood cluster together. So that's good. We can also look at gradients. It seems that for smaller amounts of houses together, or the world is smaller, it seems the gradient works okay. Now this area is lighter, which means more expensive. This area slightly darkened, so a little bit more expensive, a little bit less expensive. And this area is a lot more darkened in color, so it's the least expensive areas. So this is a gradient setup. So in the following videos, we are going to using this new model, new setup, a new world, a new version of the code to explain the code inside Go procedure.